I'm Carolyn, trichologist at Absolute. Today we're going to share with you how to buffer the acid environment in your body. So when we're doing our topical or nutritional hair loss treatments, we'll always ask you to at least test your pH to see how your body's functioning. So a lot of time when we've got hair loss, there's issues inside which are the cause that will then have an impact on your acid-alkali balance, and you might be more acid, which means we might be having some digestion problems, absorption problems, or we might have lifestyle problems that you don't want to make the changes. So in that environment, we might use something like an acid buffer, okay? But we've got to be careful not to use something like this all the time. It is a little helper, it's a cheat that you take before bed, but if you have to use it all the time, it's telling you there's another problem. We don't want to actually mess with the stomach's pH either. So what we're going to suggest is you can use the acid buffer that we prepare for you. For our overseas clients, you're going to make your own anyway, but you can also mix up your own with some bicarb soda. Okay, so that can be very, very alkalizing in the body. You don't need a lot of it, but you can add into that a little bit of vitamin C for flavour. Another thing you can use is your lemon or lime juice, and you always want to try and make sure that they're organic. Juice of half a lemon or lime in some water only once a day. You don't want to be drinking the lemon or lime in your water all day every day, because the acid actually turns alkaline in your body but will affect your teeth enamel. Okay, so be very careful with that. Sometimes too much is too much. Raw apple cider vinegar, meaning it has to have the mother. Again, you can pop it in a bit of water, alkaline water, and always filtered water for these things as well. And another thing you can use, which is very alkaline, is the coconut water. There's a lot of brands available these days. Make sure you read the ingredients, because some of them have sugar or they're not organic as well. So it's always about buffering the body depending on what you're exposed to. So we say balance is the key. Be aware of any food sensitivities you have. Check your pH at least a couple of times a week, and use the different types of acid buffers we just discussed as required. So you test your pH in the morning. If it's lower than 7, you want to buffer it in some way, but if it reaches 7, which is actually neutral, you won't need to use any buffer. So we do have our pH test kit and our pH book that we can send out to you to start testing. They have a few little tips in there as well to know if you indeed do need a buffer. Don't use an acid buffer if you don't know your pH, because you might be going too much the opposite way as well. So as always, any questions, concerns to share your hair loss story, drop me an email. It's info@absolute.com.au.